Good morning students, welcome to VLSI Design. Today we are going to discuss about alternative gates. What is meant by alternative gate circuits? So various alternative approaches to design the CMOS logic. Various alternative approaches to design a CMOS logic, that is because of the availability of the PMOS and NMOS transistors, that is called as a alternative circuits. So various alternative CMOS logics are present. Number 1 is pseudo NMOS logic. Number 2 dynamic CMOS logic. Number 3 differential cascaded voltage switch CMOS logic. And the next clocked CMOS, it is also called as a C-square MOS logic. And the fifth one is nothing but a CMOS domino logic. And last one is NP CMOS logic. First see what is meant by pseudo NMOS logic. So before going to see the pseudo NMOS logic, let's see what is meant by standard CMOS logic. The standard CMOS logic is also called as a static CMOS logic, or it is also called as a fully complemented CMOS. Fully complemented CMOS. So what is meant by CMOS? Just now I said, so what are the alternative approaches to design the CMOS means different approaches. Those approaches is because of the availability of the PMOS and the NMOS transistors. So like we here, how we can get a CMOS logic means by taking the PMOS and the NMOS, then only we can get a CMOS logic. So the CMOS is nothing but the pull-up and pull-down network having pull-up network having a PMOS and a pull-down network having the NMOS. Here I show an example, that is a 4-input NAND gate. So this is nothing but the 4-input NAND gates. If n number of pull-down networks are present, the same n number of pull-up network is also present. That means in order to build a static CMOS or a standard CMOS, we need a 2n number of transistors. That means 4n type transistors as well as 4 p type transistors. Totally 8 transistors. So therefore 2n number of transistors I need to construct a static CMOS. So many advantages present in the static CMOS, but the only disadvantage is nothing but the series chain of transistors are present to construct a static CMOS. Here a series n number of transistors, and here a series n chain n number of transistors are present. So because of this one, it takes a more area, and the number of transistors are increases means automatically delay is also increases. Delay is increases means the speed is reduces. That is the drawback in the static CMOS. So here how many number of transistors I need means 2n number of transistors I need, and it takes a large area and takes a longer delay. And what are the advantages coming to the advantage point of view? The static CMOS has no static power. So because of this reason, this is called as a static CMOS. Actually standard CMOS logic. So there is no static problem in the CMOS. So that is called as a static CMOS. And next one is nothing but a low power device. In our VLSI design, most of the cases we preferred a low power. So whenever we need a low power means definitely we go for the CMOS design. In the CMOS, that means it takes a low power. This is called as a standard CMOS logic. So to eliminate these problems, that means a series chains of transistors P transistors are present. To eliminate this one or to overcome this problem, here we can replace this series chains of transistor into a single transistor with the gate is equal to 0. That means gate is connected to ground. That is nothing but the pseudo NMOS circuit. So here in the place of the PMOS transistor, here I replace a PMOS transistor. So with the gate is connected to ground. So this is called as a pseudo NMOS transistors. To design a pseudo NMOS transistor, I need a n+1 number of transistors. But in the previous one, we required 2n number of transistors to build a standard CMOS. But in the pseudo NMOS circuit, n+1 number of transistors we need. So what is the general structure of the pseudo NMOS circuit is? This is the general form of the pseudo NMOS circuit. So this is totally is nothing but the pull down network. So here I replace all these with the pull down network, and this is nothing but the pull up network. So it is called as a load. It is called as a driver. So this is nothing but the load transistor. These are nothing but the driver transistors. So this is connected to gate always. This is nothing but the pseudo NMOS circuit. So in the pseudo NMOS circuit, here some of the advantages. How many transistors we need means only n+1 number of transistors. And the second one, if the number of transistors are less when compared to the previous one, means automatically it takes a small area. And the next, small delay. Number of transistors are less, automatically delay is small. Delay small means our speed is increases. And what are the drawbacks are present in the pseudo NMOS means these two are the drawbacks. One is static power, and the second one is nothing but the ratio logic. So what is meant by static power means, see one example. Here I consider a NMOS inverter. It is a pseudo NMOS inverter. It is a gate is always connected to ground, means gate is applied to 0. So always it is in the on state. Always it is in the on state. 1 minute. Always it is in the on state means it simply acts as a short circuit. So depending upon the input voltage, if we apply 0 volts, so what is the output? What is the output? If it is 0 means it acts as a open circuit. So no path between the supply and the ground, simply output is nothing but VDD. Output is nothing but VDD. So if we apply 1, so if we apply 1, so there is a, if we apply 1, here this transistor is also on. Still it is in the on state. Depending upon the input voltage, A is 1 means, so it is also on. So there is a direct path between the supply and the ground. It leads the static power. So the current flows directly to the ground. So it leads the static power. So and what is meant by ratioed logic? So here what is the output at A is equal to 1? Here it is 0 and here also it is 0. That means short circuited. It is a short and it is also short. Both are shorted. So both are shorted means what is the output voltage means. So this transistor is trying to pull VDD to output, and this transistor is trying to pull output equal to ground. That means 0. So these two are involved to get the output. But what is the actual output? If we apply input A means A is equal to 1 means output is 0. So but these two transistors are trying to pull their own values. That means this transistor is trying to pull VDD and this transistor is trying to pull 0. So because of that reason, so these two transistors are involved to get the output, that is called as a ratioed logic. But our aim is to get the output is equal to 0. How I can get output equal to 0 means depending upon the design. So like way I can design the NMOS transistor when compared to the PMOS transistor. If I change somewhat changes in the design, automatically we will get a 0 volts. That is called as a ratioed logic. So ratioed logic means these two transistors are involved to get a output 1. So that is the problem. So one is nothing but a static problem and the second one is called as a ratio logic. So how we can eliminate these two problems? So first see some examples of the pseudo NMOS circuits. So first see the advantages. So here what are the advantages? Only n+1 transistors, small area, small delay. Problem is nothing but there is a direct path between the supply and the ground. It leads the current. So that is nothing but a static power, and the second one is called as a ratio logic. So what is meant by ratio logic? These two transistors are involved to get the output one. So such a way I can change my design, that means design with respect to the PMOS. If I change somewhat different to design a PMOS means, then only I can get the output exactly 0. So that is this is because because of this reason the fabrication is difficult. Okay, layout problems are occurred. Those are the disadvantages. Advantages are nothing but here a less number of transistors we need to compare the standard CMOS, and the second one is area and delay are reduced because of the less number of transistors. So here less number of transistors means automatically load capacitance also reduces. Load capacitance is simply called as a dynamic power dissipation. And what are the disadvantages means, one drawback is nothing but the supply to ground, the direct path between the supply to ground that leads the static power consumption, and the layout problems are critical in the pseudo NMOS. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the pseudo NMOS. So see various gates in the pseudo NMOS. One is nothing but a NMOS inverter, and second one is a NMOS NAND. NAND means two input NAND. NAND is nothing but two transistors are in the series. Always PMOS is connected to ground, and the next one is nothing but the NOR gate. NOR gate means these two are in the parallel. So if I take a 3 input NAND gate means I need 3 inputs. So here and only one load transistor, that is a PMOS transistor, it is connected to ground. So see here the total in this one all the PMOS transistors are connected to ground. So these PMOS transistors will act as a load transistors, and the pull down network having some transistors, those transistors can be called as a driver transistors. So in order to eliminate the problems, what are the problems to eliminate the static power dissipation and to eliminate the ratio logic? We go for other alternative method that is called as a dynamic CMOS logic. Okay, these two are the major problems which occur in the pseudo NMOS logic. So in order to avoid these two problems, we go for a other alternative technique that is called as a dynamic CMOS logic. Okay, we will see dynamic CMOS logic in the next videos. Thank you.